Choosing a heat source to boil your liquid in your dirty pot is something that may differ depending on where you live and what equipment you have. But the thing that is most important is that whatever you choose, you need to be able to bring your liquid to a bubble, to a boil, and have that heat remaining at that temperature for at least 2 hours, often much longer. And the length of time that you process your bundles depends on the vegetation that you are using. But if you don't maintain that high temperature, if your pot liquid is only steaming and not bubbling, you are not going to achieve the results that you are looking for when you are working without traditional powdered mordants. So my top choice for a heat supply that is easy for most people to access is a gas cooker. Now, this could be propane or butane fueled, but they tend to be able to bring pots to a boil quickly. And it also is important if your pot does not have a very flat bottom. If you're using vintage pots, they may not be very flat on the bottom, and gas is a really good heat source for these. I also love actually a wood-fired cooker or, pot, because wood also can bring your pot to a really good temperature. But of course, if you live in a much hotter climate, you need to be very mindful of fire implications in this case. It needs to be set up in a very safe space where there is no issue with vegetation or trees catching fire. I personally have not had good success using an electric hot plate, although some people have. I do have some smaller pots that I can use an electric plate for, but they would really only be large enough for making small samples. So I highly recommend gas. I highly recommend timber. Electricity is an option, but I do think you also need to be careful not to use a glass or ceramic hob. I have known of people who have made these crack because of that high temperature over an extended period of time. So I hope this is helpful, and just stick with my recommendations if you want to achieve success right from the start.